Caitlin Clark has officially done what no one in women's basketball history has ever accomplished. She's broken free from the limitations of the game itself. The once rookie sensation who filled arenas with her shooting range and fearless energy has now transformed into something much bigger. A global brand, a movement, and a reminder that talent, when paired with vision, can disrupt an entire industry. Her latest power move, a $100,000 speaking deal, has sent shockwaves not only through the WNBA but across the sports world, leaving veterans like Aja Wilson scrambling to keep up. Clark isn't just changing the narrative, she's rewriting the entire playbook of what it means to be an athlete in the modern era. Her new deal with the Long Island Association's 2025 Spring Conference isn't your average corporate engagement. This is an exclusive gathering where Fortune 500 CEOs trade billion-dollar deals over coffee, where political leaders rub shoulders with business titans, and where invitations are worth their weight in gold. Out of every athlete the world could have called, they chose Caitlin Clark. No WNBA logos, no team involvement, just her name, her story, and her unmatched influence. The moment the deal went public, insiders leaked that Aja Wilson's camp had quietly pitched her for the same event weeks earlier. They offered to match Clark's fee, even slashing it by 20% in a last-minute attempt to seal the deal. The response was swift and cutting. We're looking for someone with broader appeal. It wasn't just a rejection, it was a declaration that the torch had officially been passed. For Wilson, the sting was public and personal. After years of being the league's face, MVP trophies in hand, she now finds herself overshadowed by a second-year player whose influence extends far beyond the court. While Wilson took to social media with cryptic posts about knowing your worth and earning your stripes, the subtext was impossible to ignore. The jealousy was showing and the internet was eating it up. Fans knew exactly who those posts were aimed at. Meanwhile, Clark stayed silent. No posts, no interviews, no response, just action. A week later, she announced another speaking engagement, this time in Silicon Valley, for a staggering $150,000 fee. That's a 50% raise in less than a month, and the message couldn't be clearer. While others talk, Clark builds. The WNBA front office is reportedly in full-blown crisis mode. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert held an internal meeting on brand management, which sources confirmed was essentially an emergency session about how to handle Caitlin Clark's growing independence. The league has a problem it's never faced before. Its most powerful star is now operating completely outside its control. Clark's deals don't require any mention of the WNBA or its sponsors. She doesn't wear league gear, doesn't owe them royalties, and doesn't need their approval. She's creating her own economy, and every check she cashes is a reminder that she's bigger than the very league she plays for. That reality is hitting her peers hard. While Clark is landing six-figure appearances, most WNBA players can't command even a fraction of that. Diana Taurasi, the so-called GOAT, charges around $25,000 for appearances. Sue Bird, one of the most recognizable names in women's sports, topped out at $40,000 in her prime. Clark's starting rate is 2.5 times higher, and she's barely started her professional career. Aja Wilson tried to match Clark's rates, but the bookings never came. Fans have noticed, brands have noticed, and even the media can't ignore the uncomfortable truth. People aren't just paying to see a basketball player, they're paying to be part of a phenomenon. This is more than economics. It's about cultural impact. Caitlin Clark has become the first player in WNBA history to bridge the gap between sports and mainstream stardom in a way that rivals top male athletes. During her time at Iowa, she generated over $1 billion in media value for the school, an unfathomable number that proves her influence transcends the game. Now with every deal she signs, she's building an empire that the WNBA can't take credit for. Wilson's frustration is understandable, but her response has only made things worse. Every time she throws shade online, she fuels the narrative that she's chasing Clark's shadow. Fans caught her trying to stage a major speaking event, only to find out it was a free local fundraiser. The contrast couldn't be starker. One woman quietly building generational wealth while the other scrambles to save face. Even the league's attempts to mimic Clark's success have backfired. The WNBA recently launched a Players Speakers Bureau to help others land corporate appearances, but with one catch: the league takes a 30% cut of every deal. Clark, managing her own empire, keeps every dollar. Behind the scenes, her influence is rewriting the business model of women's sports. Young athletes are watching closely, realizing they no longer need to wait for the league to value them. High school and college stars are already building media kits, hiring publicists, and learning public speaking because Caitlyn proved there's power in owning your narrative. She's created a blueprint for independence, no longer asking the WNBA for permission to succeed, but showing them how it's done. What truly separates Clark from everyone else, though, is her long-term vision. Insiders reveal that her team is currently negotiating seven-figure book deals, production partnerships, and tech investments that could make her basketball earnings look like pocket change. She's taking cues from athletes like Serena Williams and LeBron James, turning her platform into a business empire that can outlast her playing career. Every move she makes is strategic, every partnership meticulously chosen. She's not chasing the spotlight. She's controlling it. Meanwhile, the jealousy bubbling across the league is reaching a breaking point. Players like Kelsey Plum, Chelsea Gray, and even Breanna Stewart have thrown subtle jabs about media darlings and popularity over substance. But their bitterness only amplifies Clark's dominance. Because while they're venting online, she's out there building generational wealth, forging industry connections, and redefining what a female athlete can be. The contrast couldn't be clearer. Clark represents the future, innovative, marketable, self-sufficient, while her critics cling to a system that was never designed to make them rich. The irony is that the more they try to tear her down, the more unstoppable she becomes. Every insult, every passive-aggressive tweet, every attempt to discredit her only strengthens her brand. The world isn't laughing with the WNBA anymore. It's laughing at how desperate they look trying to contain her. She's the sun at the center of the women's basketball universe, and the league's entire orbit now depends on her light.